Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas
and Ausra.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 296 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Victoria, and she writes, Hi Vidas. I try my best on the church electric organ as much as I can, but 30 hours a week, no way. Most I work on are hymns since we are a small church. It seems a long way to go for me, even the two-part playing. But your advice is helpful. But I enjoy playing hymns on the organ at church for practice. Can't do service yet. Hope one day I will be ready. Thanks again for your great work. You and Ausra are blessings. Victoria. Remember Victoria, Ausra?
Yes, I remember.
She loves to play hymns, but she's not ready for service playing yet, right? So it's just probably early stages of becoming an organist. And she's responding probably to one of our conversations when I was calculating how many repetitions does a beginner need to learn a hymn, and few hymns, right, to be ready for a church service. And I think we came up with 30 hours number.
I think you came up, because I don't calculate my practice. And I never suggest, for other people with certain number of hours how we should practice.
So I did, and Victoria said probably she can't do 30 hours per week, which is a lot.
I think, the thing is, and I strongly believe in it, that it doesn't matter how many times you will play throughout the piece. The most important thing is, how well you will be concentrated when you will play throughout the piece. If you will have goal for each repetition or not. If it's just repetition for the sake of repetition, then it's nothing. Stop practicing like this. Your mind must lead you when you are practicing. And if you are really tired and you cannot focus, and something is bothering you, then it will not be a good practice. And sometimes it's better to practice for 15 minutes or half an hour, but knowing what you are doing, having a goal and reaching this goal, achieving this goal, then just practice 100 times and not knowing what you are doing.
Wow, also you are so strict, like a professor.
Well, even when you are practicing hand-on exercises, you still need to have some concentration and some idea of what you are doing. Maybe not so much, comparing to practicing repertoire, but still.
I'm trying to imagine what would you say to me if I was your student, beginner student.
Luckily, you are not my beginning student.
Lucky for me. For you or for me? For whom?
I don't know. Do you think really that I am strict?
You are strict, yeah. If you're saying that 100 times you have to play with 100 focused mind.
Well, no, you misunderstood me, because when I'm suggesting that maybe you don't have to practice, 100 times in a row.
But I want to practice 100 times in a row.
Well, that's your problem. I'm suggesting, that at that moment, at that particular moment, when you catch up yourself not thinking about what you are doing, you need to stop your practicing and maybe take a break and and clear your mind,
I like break.
because the mind needs to lead you on the organ bench, not the fingers, not the feet.
I like taking frequent breaks.
Well, don't exaggerate.
And to take a rest before I'm tired.
I'm glad you're not my student.
What if you were my student? Would you like that?
No, thank you.
Imagine that. So guys, it's a funny situation, right? We both would probably run away from the idea of being a student of each other, but we're teaching you guys.
Well, you have many great ideas, but maybe not all of them would work on me.
Would they work on other people?
Yes, they work on other people.
Mm.
As I clearly heard when, John played that recital at St. John's Church, that, your ideas work.
Mm-hmm. And your ideas also would work on some other people.
Sure.
Good. You get to choose, right, guys? Which method do you prefer?
Well, let's see. For example, I think it depends on in which sort of stage of life you are in terms of your organ playing. Because I think at the beginning of organ playing, you really need to have good instructions of technique, basic technique, and technique modern and early. And this is what is the most important at the beginning. But later on, maybe you need to have a teacher that wouldn't push you so much into the technical stuff and would let your fantasy develop, and you would get more freedom.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think every person needs different things too.
That's right.
Right? Imagine we had some of the same professors.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
And we both didn't feel the same about each other. Not each other, about each professor.
True.
Right? For me, it was better to study with one professor, and for you with another professor. Right? Although they both taught us together from time to time.
But it's the funny thing is, the interesting thing is that after looking back to your past of studies history, you realize that maybe a professor that you not like you didn't like, but maybe you just didn't understand at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you realize that his or her suggestions were the most helpful.
Whom you are talking about?
Well, I better don't, tell names. I think it's too personal.
Okay. But you'll tell me later, after we stop recording.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll think about if I can trust you. And you will not be talking about that to all the world.
Okay, this will be our little secret. So yeah, everybody is different and everybody needs to find their own way probably, and Victoria too needs to find what works best for her. How can she advance in hymn playing?
Yes, and so if somebody like Vidas tells you that you need to practice 40 hours a week on that hymn, don't trust it, don't take his words directly. When anybody tells you anything, you still have to put it through your own, mind.
Mm-hmm. In a way, you have to ignore everybody.
That's right. Just you need to take what really works for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is helpful for you.
Only when you ignore everybody, you can become yourself. You are yourself always, but you can let that out. If you trust too much some kind of master, we're not saying about that ourselves, right? But if we, let's say, take great admiration of masters from the past, let's say Johann Sebastian Bach, and we admire his works, and he basically we almost pray to Bach, right? Then what happens is that we never become our true version of ourselves, because we always try to copy Bach. And remember, there was already one Bach, but there needs to be Vidas and Ausra and Victoria and any other person who is listening to this. I think this is important to understand too.
True. So be always thoughtful about what you are doing.
Right. And choose maybe lesser number of hymns to practice per week. You don't have to go over your head with hymn playing if you are just beginning, right, your organist journey. Do whatever you can. Just I think what's important is sit down on the organ bench every day. As Ausra says, practice mindfully, and tomorrow be a little bit better, 1% better than today.
Yes, don't put yourself, into an organ prison. Because if you will play too many hours, and you will probably start hating this instrument after a while, and that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
So, still your practice needs to give you some joy.
Yes, and I think don't limit yourself with him playing at this age. You have to look broadly. Music theory, probably too. That will help you learn faster too. Thank you guys. This was Vidas.
And Ausra.
Please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses, and all your help."
Robert writes, I found the fingerings, registration ideas, and general comments to be excellent.
John writes, "I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you were teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor."
Robert writes, It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material, as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching.
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Ausra, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Ausra and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward.
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.